committee members, thank you for your service. You have long sessions before you. You stand in the role of budget accountants for the state. May you not show the weariness of tax accountants on April 15th. Chairman Ogden, members, 4 weeks ago my organization was retained to research incentives surrounding the Formula One racetrack to be built here in Austin, including the economic development program known as the Texas Major Events Trust Fund. The state incentive is $250 million, $250 million. Austin's piece will be $40 million, $290 million total. These are public funds, Formula One racing, and Full Throttle Productions are private enterprises. The Controller of Public Accounts administers the program, the Major Events Trust Fund. My research began with a phone call to the program area. Program manager Robert Wood refused to discuss Formula One and was audibly distressed at my questions. When I directed my questions to the program generally, he hung up on me. Now, 4 weeks later, merely asking the time of day gets me a walk by the Controller's Open Records Division. What's the matter? The matter is the Texas Major Events Trust Fund, which since 2003 has mutated through repeated rounds of special interest and treaty from a program intended to defray municipal public safety, transportation, planning, and facility costs, but which absolutely barred facility construction and which strictly required an economic impact study, to a program which today now allows venue construction, hence the racetrack, which does not require an economic impact study, and which has even been stripped of any meaningful audit requirement. Thus, we now have a fund hidden from budgetary view capable of pouring over $250 million of state general revenue on the ground to construct not schools or highways, much less fill expected gaps in essential health and social services, nor higher education, but to construct a racetrack for maybe as few as 5,000 international visitors. The rest, who knows if they will come. A privately owned racetrack used once a year for 3 days. Reality check. No money for pre-kinder, money for racetracks. Please remember, this entire incentive is predicated on out-of-state money pouring into Texas for that 1 weekend per year. The last thing we want to do is tax fellow Texans on their home turf and give the precious revenue to Formula One promoters. The mechanism for this overblown incentive is the puffed-up numbers Formula One presents, in which the controller neglects to study or confirm about the number of visitors which will attend from out of state and how much they will spend. England's out-of-state experience was only 3%, even with Formula One Europe being Formula One's home turf. Formula One USA balloons out of state to 75% for Austin. Equally misleading is a magical estimate about how much each person will spend in Austin attending Formula One. The controller's estimate alleges 100,000 out-of-state visitors spending $220 each per day on food and drink alone, each day, every man, woman, and child, throughout their 4.5-day stay. The total expenditure per person, all categories, is a pie in the sky $555 per day, $3,000 per visitor total. This does not include air travel. The higher and higher Formula One puffs the numbers, the higher their award grows. It's a direct algebraic relationship. This is a liar's loan in the form of an economic development incentive done merely by inflating attendance and spending. The incentive, this $290 million gift of our tax dollars to private enterprises, based on nothing more than puffed and unverified numbers, puffing out-of-state attendance, puffing international attendance, and embellishing beyond all imagination what these visitors will spend while here. Austin is not Bahrain, nor is it Monaco. On the supply side, we aren't nearly as expensive. There is other error. Our hospitality economy in Austin is variously 60 to 70% utilized all year long. The premise of economic development incentives is to create economic activity, not displace it. This event will displace existing hospitality economic activity. Formula One's numbers as to economic activity created are outrageously overstated. Please ask me if the Major Events Trust Fund operates an offline rolling appropriation of state cash. I believe it does. My written testimony includes a computational spreadsheet. I can walk you through the numbers. I welcome your questions. Thank you.
No, sir. Thank you very much for the testimony. I'm not a supporter of Formula One,
okay.
but I appreciate the testimony. Thank you very much.